Rising with Erin Vogt, and with us today, Readymade Breakup. Have sitting beside me Paul, Jim, GE, and Spicy. If you want to see what some of those names stand for, you got to go to their website, which is readymadebreakup.com. And it's very, very fun to have you guys in here today. I know that I heard some complaining because you guys are very big installations on the Asbury Park music scene. We've had some of your fellow musicians in already for Readymade Breakup. We didn't want to leave you out of the loop, so
I was harassing her.
We're glad to. It wasn't harassment. It was a friendly note, but no, we definitely got you in here because you guys have great music, great sound. For people who are G-Rock fans for a long time, the alternative rock thing, you're on the. I guess I've seen so many reviews of your current album that you can get right now. Limited actual hard copies left. Isn't that what it's for? So that's your current album that you've been supporting for some time now, and a new album on the way, Alive on the Vine. But in a lot of your songs and a lot of the rave reviews of your songs, it's about being intelligent rockers with some pretty catchy lyrics and really, really catchy songs, and something to definitely be proud of. So how long have you guys been working together? Because you have a lot of veteran music experience between the lot of you. Right. How long has Readymade Breakup been together?
What do you mean by that? We're old?
No, not at all. It's all up steam mind, isn't it?
Crow's feet tell all.
But this isn't your first band, is what it comes down to.
No, it's not our first band. Far from it.
Yeah.
The four of us have been together for what, 2 years at this point? Just coming up on 2.
Yeah, about a year and a half for me.
Yeah.
And before that, it was just a lot of very different partnerships.
A million different bandmates. GE and I were playing together, and Spicy for a couple of years before that. GE and I were in a band called the Blakes.
Okay.
Which is now what, 6 years? 6 years?
Yeah.
Running?
6 years we've been playing together.
The partnership is now 6 years strong.
Yeah, strong.
In different passions,
strong
different versions of the
You've heard of Lennon
passion.
and McCartney.
Right.
So in case anybody looks familiar and you can't place the name, or maybe you remember going to see him at a show, that's part of the history that you might remember.
Familiar faces.
Now, as we talked a little bit about the fact that you have a new album coming out, Alive on the Vine. It's just a fresh batch of songs. We talked a little bit about the fact that you could have gone either way. The title, weren't sure if it was going to be all live recordings, but it's actually a studio. It's your baby, your next project.
I don't know if I call it a studio. It was at a house.
Okay.
That we rented over in Bradley Beach.
Okay, so it was a local project. You want to tell us a little bit about what's been going on with the actual recording side of it?
Well, the recording is done. We recorded it over the winter. Basically just shacked up with the place. We moved in any bits and pieces of gear that we had. We all had, like, a couple of microphones, a couple of guitars, a tape machine, this and that. And we brought all of our stuff to the house, and it took about 3 months, all total.
It shouldn't have taken 3 months.
It should have taken about 3 weeks.
Yeah, it was trial by fire. None of us knew how to record. We weren't engineers.
So it was all do it yourself?
Well, other than the drums, which was done at Water, we did it, soup to nuts us.
Okay. Well, now, was that a conscious decision this time around, just because you want to make sure you got your sound just the way you want it?
Financial decision.
Yeah. Okay, it's a huge challenge. Not the first band by any means here at Readymade Rising to talk about the challenge of not just paying for putting out the music to support them and go do the gigging thing, but also just the balance of any kind of day jobs and all that. So the fact that you did it, was it a pretty full force then for that 3-month period? As many moments as you had?
All day, every day.
Late nights, every day.
Many late nights.
Sure. Many late nights.
When we weren't working at our day jobs or whatever we do, we recorded pretty much every free minute.
So it was like Readymade Breakup camp, boot camp in a sense, for a 3-month period.
A lot like that. A lot of
camp.
yelling, a lot of drilling.
Yeah, it was more like
a lot of getting
fat camp. Berating and ridiculing.
The biggest loser, but in a good way.
Yeah.
No, not at all. It was the biggest winner. Anybody who's going to pick up Alive on the Vine. There's something else I want to make sure we mention. Anything that's always it stood out to me when I was looking at the ReadymadeBreakup.com website. Takes you to the MySpace page. You guys were the featured band in a short film. I'm very interested myself. My sister's going to school for filmmaking. Very interested in the idea of soundtracks and the role that music plays in a movie in whatever capacity. This independent film, Walls, took place in New Brunswick, and it was all about music in a sense. If you want to talk a little bit about the project that happened a couple of years back now, or
right.
seasons
couple
back,
years
I guess
ago.
you could say.
Right.
But it's a scene that's really familiar to a lot of our alternative rock fans here in Jersey.
Well, we're good friends with Jack Roberts, who's the guy that wrote and directed it, and he needed a band to play the backing band of, the movie was about, and he asked us to do it. So at the time it was me, G, and Spicy, and I think you guys recorded some of the music first, right?
Yeah, for the theme cut, whatever you call it.
there's like a big climactic scene where the guitar player and the lead singer sort of have this big falling out on stage at a big showcase. Actually, it's filmed at the Court in New Brunswick. And so we're the backing band, and these guys played the song that was used as they were, you know, playing the show.
How is that different? I mean, was it a weird experience? Because it's obviously then you weren't, if you're going to look for walls, say online, you go to IMDb or something, you won't see Readymade Breakup, or you won't see your band at the time. As you said, you played a band, but it's about a band trying to make it in New Brunswick in the 90s, so that's why it's already spurred us off camera with stories of the Melody and the Court Tavern to this day. And was it weird playing musicians that it wasn't, you know, but still acting at the same time, or did it seem kind of natural and it's something that you would do again?
It was weird being on a movie set.
Yeah.
I mean, like, that was weird enough in and of itself.
Used to just playing your songs and doing your live.
The funny thing, it was totally weird being on a movie set. First time, at least, I'd ever done something like that. But at the same time, we were up on stage at the Court Tavern, someplace that we're totally familiar with, and we played 1,000 times, and we love it there. So it was weird, but comfortable at the same time, you know. And Jack had a whole bunch of people, he put out ads and had a whole bunch of people come and fill up the Court, the place was packed. And so it was a lot like a live show.
There wasn't much acting per se.
Right, because it was playing a band.
Yeah, we were just on stage, you know, going over the same song. There was only one acting part, which was mine. It was my acting debut. And it was only one part where the guy's in this trance, he's like thinking back and what have you. And I have to reach down and like pick him up off the stage. Yeah. And I was so nervous. I didn't want to do it, but then I was like, yeah, I'm going to do this. And then you don't even see my hand.
Oh, it's like on the cutting room floor.
They actually edited it out my hand. Yeah, I could really do the part.
It was just, in the end, it was a stunt. It was actually a black person's hand, so you knew right away it wasn't mine.
It was very apparent. Yeah. So is that the kind of thing, I mean, I just know that there's such a challenge to make sure that you get your music exposed in any way possible, and just any kind of collaboration with other arts. Is it something that Readymade Breakup, as you are currently sitting before us, the idea of being on a soundtrack, or people go to the TV route and try to, you know, send out songs for feature on whatever show, whether it's cable, whether it's network, is that something that you're open to exploring? Is it something you've looked into already?
Sure.
We're open to collaborating with anybody. We just...
We've pimped out our songs here and there over the years.
I think it's, I mean, I myself actually have gone the route of, you know, at least looking at soundtracks and things and, you know, featured music by. I think it's probably one of the best little loopholes in this crazy, tumultuous time, I think, for the music industry, of at least people, you know, getting stuck in people's heads. I mean, the songs that Readymade Breakup does, definitely catchy, so once people hear it, I'm sure it won't be forgotten anytime soon. Aside from anything that might come of those collaborations, we mentioned the album coming out this summer, Alive on the Vine. Biggest, I guess, priorities for Readymade Breakup going into this summer? Anything come to the top of your minds?
Just play as much as we can, as many places as we can. You know?
I'm gonna get a Savage Tan.
So you can go to CGE's Savage Tan when you go catch a show, Readymade Breakup, to catch all of the gigs, all the information, especially when you can get the new album, Alive on the Vine. Go to readymadebreakup.com, and now they're going to play a couple songs for us on G-Rock Rising.